KGO San Francisco.
From ABC News.
And in 5 minutes, we'll be on the KGO Live Line with a private investigator who has helped solve missing person cases in the past. We'll get his perspective.
6:12 on the KGO Afternoon News. Rosie Allen, Brett Burkhardt, as we continue with more news of the Bay Area and our big story at 6. The rescue of Jaycee Dugard has raised hopes that police may solve the disappearances of 9-year-old Michaela Garrick of Hayward and 13-year-old Eileen Micheloff of Dublin. Now, both girls resembled Jaycee Dugard, and there are similarities between the abductions of Dugard and Garrick. But finding a child who is now an adult is no easy task. On the KGO Live Line is Bruce Robertson, private investigator and owner of Tristar Investigations. Bruce, welcome to KGO.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I know, as an investigator, you have really been watching this case. First of all, what were your thoughts when Jaycee Dugard was found after 18 years?
Well, I remember that case when it happened. I think most people who lived in California did, and it was quite a shock to see a case that was this old solved. It doesn't happen that often, and especially the outcome of her still being alive, that's a real bonus. So in terms of from looking at the aspect of solving crimes, that one certainly had an ending that could have been much worse. Now,
we have the cases of Eileen Micheloff and Michaela Garrick missing 20 and 21 years. Obviously, if Jaycee Dugard is alive and well after 18 years, there's hope that these two young girls, they'd be young women now, could also be found alive. In fact, that's what one of the moms said today. What is the likelihood of someone being found after this length of time who was abducted as a child?
Well, it's unfortunately, there's not a high percentage chance. Not being involved intimately in myself in this investigation, I can't handicap this absolutely, but the fact that they were not found there at the property, also living on the property, does not bode well. It doesn't mean that there was some other accomplice that may have been involved. If these girls may have been passed on to, I would think that would be somewhat a remote possibility, but if they are still alive, it might be that type of situation.
How do law enforcement officials treat private investigators? Are they used as a tool, or are they shunned?
Well, it kind of shakes down both ways. We certainly have successfully worked with law enforcement, especially when there's a recent situation where a child has gone missing. Once they're reported to the missing person databases, police know that they don't have the resources to focus on those type of cases. There are literally hundreds of missing person reports in the United States every day. And when families hire private investigators, law enforcement we work quite well with them and closely with them on those type of cases. There are other types of criminal cases, especially when private investigators are doing defense work, where then the relationship becomes more strained. But
Bruce, you're terrific. Thank you so much for being on KGO.
Happy to be here. Thank you.